that out loud.
All of a sudden, you see 6 guys draw out their daggers. What do you mean he cheats? Come here, little one. Hey, you in the hat, come here.
I'm not going anywhere.
Don't be cheating. We kill cheaters here. We'll hang you up at the keep.
He's exceptionally lucky.
Yeah, really?
People accuse him of cheating, but of course he would never do that.
They're like, okay. They kind of slide their daggers back into their belts and scabbards and whatnot. And you continue to play, kind of losing cards and whatnot. Are you looking for anything in particular, information, or just trying to get the lay of the land?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out, who's actually in charge. If there's like an underworld, type here.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you've come to find out that the person in charge is the Lord Protector, who is Dareth, who you met, Daretha. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it right. And they do have a militia here, and it's called the 12, which essentially means they only have 12 people. You do also find out that they can muster up a militia of people from the area, about 50, maybe 100 at the most, and does have the authority to draft mercenaries and adventurers if needed from the town. So the militia actually can come and sort of force you into business to help out the town if needed, if you're staying here. You find out that there's not really any sort of underworld here. There's no thieves guild. There's no sorts of that type of business that goes on here, as it's pretty much a kind of a rural farming town. You do also find out that there is a tavern on the southern part of the road, which is called the Tribor Arms, which has been burned down to the ground twice, but the proprietor Namath keeps rebuilding it, and he seems to always kind of have things rebuilt quickly, has people come in. And then you have heard that the Wyvern House is where nobles stay. It's real snobby. It's you have to have a lot of money to get in, and they try to make it like Waterdeep. And that's where, if you were looking for somebody that has a lot of money or riches, that's where you would expect them to be.
Okay. That sounds fine. I will just keep drinking and have a good time with it. That's all I want.
Sounds good. And then William, the guy that was kind of says, and then the gargoyles, they grab me every time. Do you know how to get rid of not gargoyles, the creatures on the wall? Or you call them gargoyles, I think.
That sounds like what they are. I mean, if that was me, I'd smash them.
Smash them? What would you smash them with? Don't you have to have like some magical weapon or something?
I don't know much about gargoyles, but I mean, they're just made of rock, right? A normal weapon should do it.
And he says, come on over here. And he kind of walks you to the door. He's like, let's walk outside for a minute.
All right.
So he takes you outside, and he kind of walks around, and he sort of peeks around the building, kind of looking at the large mansion up on the top of the hill, and he kind of shudders, and he's like, look, see that one up there in the corner? See that one?
I look.
So you see one of the statues that's on the corners. They look very stone-like. They don't appear to be moving at all. And he says, that one right there, that one's called Harry.
You named them.
Yeah, of course I named them. If they were bugging you, you'd name them too, wouldn't you?
Well, how about we find out if they're alive or not right now?
You're going to go up there right now?
Yeah, I'm interested now.
No way. That's awesome.
But you want to come with me?
I'm not that drunk. I'm not going up there. No way. I'm not doing it.
Hey, if I defeat those gargoyles, I'll give you half the credit.
I'd be famous then, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you'd be a folk hero in this town. Nothing goes on here.
Let me tell you what. A few weeks ago, I saw something happen up there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So everybody was asleep, and I was, walking home up the long road. Nobody travels at night, of course. And I saw 3 guys. They were trying to sneak in that house.
Did they get in?
Well, almost. As soon as they opened up the door, there was like thunder and blasts of lightning coming out of the estate, like coming shooting out of the windows and stuff. And it hit several of them. And then they ran and they jumped over the wall and they went over to the Cart and Coin and stole some horses. And they had to murder somebody there too to do it because they had to make good on their escape.
This is starting to sound like some kind of wizard's house.
That's what I was wondering. And you know what? They never paid the Whiddens family. Can you believe it? For the loss? And he didn't even say it was his fault. Something wrong with that guy, I'm telling you.
I'm going to chuck a rock at one of those things.
One of the gargoyles?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me a ranged attack. I think it'd probably be improvised, but that's okay. Give me a ranged attack regardless. All right, and then Stig, you're over there with the wizard. He's kind of sitting there wallowing in his drink.
How'd the insight check come out?
So he seems to be pretty much telling the truth. You don't really see anything that doesn't corroborate the story. You have heard of people maybe pissing off a priest in Helm and being sent out to less than desirable assignments, and the All Faiths is in Red Larch, and have heard that it's kind of a small, tiny little place. Used to have a priest that was there way back when, but probably has left at this point.
And did the paper say you were supposed to go to Longsaddle or something?
He was supposed to go to Red Larch, is where he was supposed to go. From Neverwinter, and you do know the Tribord Trail. You would take that here and then take the long road south to get to Red Larch.
I'll ask him. I'll say, hey, so what's the amount of money where you can leave and man your post in Red Larch?
I'm never gonna earn it here. It's 5 gold. Kalen has my debt.
Oh, here at the bar, huh?
Yeah. Yep. He said I was good for it, but then he said I could even leave, but I won't do it. I owe my debt. Debts must be paid.
I'll cover your debt if you meet me tomorrow sober.
Okay. And then what am I supposed to do?
Man your post. Your Helm sent you to Red Larch. You're supposed to spread the word.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Excuse me. Wow. All right. He's like, but Red Larch is worse than this place. There's nothing there for me either. I might as well just stay here and drink my life away. Fine, I'll meet you in the morning. You'll pay my debt?
Yeah, I'll pay your debt if you sober up and you actually go to Red Larch. You don't want to derelict your duty there. Not man your church.
Sure. Says fine. One more drink though.
Hey. You're done drinking.
Yeah, you're right. And you kind of see him stand up and he sort of staggers and kind of bounces off a couple people trying to walk through the floor. He's like, excuse me, and kind of continues to kind of walk.
I'll go talk to Kalen.
All right. You see Kalen's kind of there, and he sees that Silverin is kind of getting up and moving towards the door, and he's like, Silverin, come on back. You're supposed to sleep back here. He kind of shakes his head.
Hey, Kalen, Silverin, he's got a job to do in Red Larch.
I know. I told him to go. I told him not to worry about the debt, but he won't leave. I have to slip him a beer every once in a while just because I'm afraid he may go into the shakes.
Well, he needs to get back to doing what Helm requires of him. Here's the 5 gold he owes you.
He kind of looks, and as you hand over the 5 gold, his eyes get kind of big, and he's like, wow, okay, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, and he says he sleeps in the back. I'll get him tucked in, and he kind of goes over and picks up Silver, and it kind of guides him towards the back, and kind of walks him into the back there. So William, you threw the rock, and the rock does hit the stone statue, and you kind of hear from a distance it kind of goes dink, and then kind of falls, but the statue doesn't move.
You damn liar, that's just a statue.
They move, I tell you they move. They're just hiding there. They're really
Prove
good.
it.
What's that?
Prove it.
I can't. They only do it when nobody's around.
Then I won't be around. Just go out there. I'll watch from a distance.
No way. Not doing it. And he turns around. He starts to go into the back into the talking troll.
Ah, that chicken. You know, I'll do it. I'll go out there.
All right, gotcha. So you kind of start to walk up the path and continue up the path towards the actual mansion itself. Relenia, so you've been in the woods about 25 minutes or so, kind of just taking in everything. Very peaceful, very tranquil. You feel sort of like you've gotten a lot of rejuvenation. It's nice to return back to the woods as you've missed it, forgot how much you missed it. Matter of fact, you're not really sure if this is really worth everything, right? I mean, the woods is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going back to the high forest after taking a nice little break here.
Yeah, right? Exactly. But you sort of come to your senses and you recognize that you've obviously met a great group and they're kind of counting on you. But unfortunately, you don't hear anything from, your god or any other god's sort of communication. You hear general animal chatter and whatnot, and even a small little squirrel is now kind of underneath the tree stump that the log that you're at, and is kind of foraging for food, kind of right around by your feet.
All right. So I'll go ahead and cast Talk with Animals. I
Okay.
can do that.
Alrighty,
And
gotcha.
I'll just, after I get done casting it, I'll break off a piece of a ration and feed it to him. It's the all-natural rations, not the processed ones. And see if I can talk to the squirrel and ask any questions.
Sure.
Gueron.
Yeah, sure. So the squirrel quickly eats the all-natural ration that you gave, and it says, yum, very good, very good, very good, very good. Need more nuts. Looking for nuts. Any nuts?
No, I'm sorry, I don't have nuts.
Oh. No nuts? All right. There's some nuts around here someplace. I have to find them. They're good. Very, very good. He kind of looks around.
You wouldn't happen to know anything of an older human who walks around in the forest here named Gueron and takes care of the trees and the animals and such?
Yeah. Tall one. Well, cleans up around here. Yep. Sometimes. But yeah, comes every once in a while. Here today. But yeah. It's a nice place, isn't it? I love this place.
Yes, it's very beautiful and very well kept.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know which direction he went, or if he'll be back?
No, not. No. Trees are good. I can't. Trees have no nuts though. I have to go outside to get nuts, but I really need some nuts. If you've seen any nuts, I'd love to have some nuts.
Well, I'll see if I can find some nuts, and I'll bring them to you later.
Okay. Oh, this is a safe place. Very, very safe. I only go out to get food, and then I come right back.
Okay.
You staying?
I'm staying. I have a group of friends at the inn, and we're staying there.
Oh. Okay. And then he kind of tramps over to the tree that's kind of right next to you. He says, "My house. I'm going up to sleep. Nice meet you. Thanks for the nuts."
Very good. It was nice talking to you. Good night.
You too. And he kind of scampers up the tree and he says, it's going to get wet tonight. Just so you know, wet. We're going to get wet. And he kind of climbs up the tree again.
Okay. And with that, I'll go ahead and I'll head back, make my way back to the inn.
Okay. And then you hear kind of I have to speak with animals, so you hear some of the birds kind of flying through, and the birds are saying to you, almost like a warning, like don't cut the tree, don't hurt the trees, don't hunt any animals. There's just this general chatter of discussion about keeping the forest pristine and not hurting anything. Otherwise, bad things could happen.
Okay.
Alrighty. So you're able to kind of walk through, and as you're kind of walking back, you see this tall human figure kind of walking up this pathway, and is now kind of climbing the road, going up the bluff itself, heading towards that large mansion of sorts with four stone statues there. He looks similar to William, however, it's unusual that he'd be walking at this time of night.
Is he going up that path, or is he over by the red arrow?
He's going up that path right there, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You can kind of see him. Those three buildings up that hill are some farmhouses that you see there. You do pass what looks like an old boarded up inn, and that is located. Highlight it for you, but it doesn't appear to be used at this time, and it's where the green arrow's at. Or not green, orange, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
you're colorblind.
I know, I always get green and orange mixed up ever since I was a kid. So
I'll just keep an eye on the guy and see where he's heading to, and if he
Okay.
goes in the house or whatever.
Yeah.
Do I see, isn't William throwing rocks at people or something?
He did throw a rock, yeah, but he's since then decided to kind of walk up there, so.
Oh, so he's up at the house?
Yeah, he's walking up to the house right now.
Okay.
So, William, you're almost to the house. What would you like to do?
Be casual, like I'm just walking to walk, nothing else. So
Okay.
Look around. I'm just
Gotcha.
trying to entice these alleged gargoyles.
Yeah. So as you get up close to the building and kind of walk around, you see these stone statues that are there. You're walking the walk, looking casual. But you're kind of up into the area in front of the house. A beautiful house, by the way. All the windows are boarded shut. The doors appear to be barred. You see a little smoke coming out of one of the chimneys there. But these gargoyle type things don't do anything.
Oh, what if I turn my back to them?
So you turn your back and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and then turn around and they're still standing there.
I'm gonna get closer to the house.
Okay. So eventually, as you're at the house and doing all these sorts of things, you spend about 30 minutes or so, and they don't seem to really do anything.
All right, I'm gonna get up right next to the house and throw a rock at one.
Okay.
That's gotta do it.
So you get up there, you throw a rock, and the rock bounces off the wing, and you see a little bit of the wing kind of chips off and falls down to the ground.
All right. Now look around if there's anyone who can see me. Just see if I'm alone here.
Yeah, so you see general people milling about on the roads and whatnot, but you don't really see anybody generally paying you much attention on your just quick glance.
All right, I'm gonna start climbing the side of the house.
Sounds good. All right, so you go ahead and give me an athletics check. And then for the rest of the group, you guys are in the bar. Barry's playing cards. Melton, what are you up to, buddy?
Can I see William climbing the house?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can see William climbing the house, definitely.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and head that direction then.
All right, sounds good. So I'm sorry, Melton, what are you doing?
I'm just not cheating.
Okay, all right. So you're playing cards. You're keeping your head above water. You're definitely probably coming even. You see Barry is unusually seems not to be doing very well because she's a pretty smart lady. So seems unusual, and she has luck on her side.
Yeah, I keep encouraging people to bet more and more, and fortune favors the bold.
Nice.
Keep going.
And you got a whole little thing going on there. There's quite a few people there and whatnot, and kind of doing all their stuff. So betting and people keep coming in and talking and whatnot. Stig, you've put the drunk priest to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his amulet of helm away from him. We'll throw in that back.
Sounds good. So you take that away, and he doesn't even notice. He's so intoxicated at this point.
I'm gonna tell Kalen not to give him any more to drink.
Kalen nods and he again appreciates the money and goes back around the bar and whatnot. William, you're able to scamper up the side of the building there pretty easily, to be honest with you. And as you kind of get up there, you kind of have to walk up the slope of the roof a little bit, so you're kind of making your way up there towards one of these statues. The statue's about 6 feet tall. Looks just like you would expect a gargoyle to look if you were thinking of a gargoyle itself. And this one has a small piece of stone that's sort of chipped off the edge of the...
Alright. With golden gulp dripping from my lip, I get near that gargoyle's head and I whisper, I know what you're planning, Fraggle Rock. I know what you're doing to these people. I know you're terrorizing this town. I'm gonna attempt to snap its head off.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and give me a strength check. Or athletics is fine. That's fine. As you're doing that, Relenia, you're kind of making your way up there. You're walking along the bottom of that cliff, and you see now that William is kind of leaned over, and he's yelling at this, or talking to this gargoyle, and then you see it kind of grab on, and he's reaching, and he's pulling on the head as it's almost he's trying to tear it off. And William, you really pull on that, and unfortunately, with the first tug, you don't really do anything, and then you get really mad and kind of pull, and the head rips off, and suddenly the head is in your hand, and there's a stone statue sitting there with it's headless.
Now, can from me hearing him yelling at this thing, can
Yeah.
I get an indication that he might be intoxicated?
Yeah, he looks like he may be a little drunk.
William, get down from there. That's not your house.
I'm panicked, I thought I was sneaking. I look around.
Yeah, so you see Relenia's kind of down there, and she almost has that motherly look that your mom used to give you when you were getting into trouble back in Sundabar, and she's kind of, you see Relenia kind of pointing at you and yelling.
I did it, Relenia. I beat the gargoyle.
Get down. You're going to get us in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to climb down.
Alrighty, sounds good. Go ahead and
Does
give
he
me...
still have the gargoyle?
I
in
keep
his
the
hand?
head.
Yeah, he has that. All right. So you're able to kind of shimmy back down again without any difficulty, and you don't hear anything from the house at all, and things generally seem to be kind of going about.
No lights or anything are on in the house.
No, yeah, the windows are all barred shut. The door is appears to be closed as well, barred, and there's a small amount of smoke coming out of the smokestack.
I'll show Relenia the head.
That's great. Put that down. Leave that here. That's not ours.
You know I keep trophies, Relenia. I put this in my Havel sack.
Alrighty, so he puts the...
I kind of try to grab him a little bit by the arm and kind of guide him back toward the inn.
All right, sounds good.
I'll go back.
All right, so both of you guys end up going back towards the inn itself, and don't really notice anything else at all. And then as you're kind of walking, William, you feel a small rock hit you in the back of the head.
I turn around. Do I see anything?
You don't see anything.
It's not over. I'll have to get to the next one later.
So you guys enter into the inn. You see now Barry and Melton seem to be playing some sort of a card game. Everybody's cheering. You see Melton's jumping up and down, and occasionally he'll kind of push a bunch of coins into his hat and then tip his hat back over. And you see Stig is at the bar talking with the barkeep there, and a lot of people in here now, a lot more than when you left.
Go over and sit with Stig.
Alrighty.
Is my guy still there?
Your guy seems to have disappeared. It's unsure where he went, but you don't see him in the immediate bar.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Relenia, do you want to see something funny?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth on myself subtly, and then
Okay.
walk over to the card table.
Okay, that's good. All right, so
I think it hurts like deception checks and stuff.
all right, so you cast Zone of Truth on yourself, which is what, 10 feet or something like that? Is that right?
15.
15. All right, gotcha.
So he got half the bar.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Can I get it from there?
Oh yeah, sure. You guys aren't that
Alright.
far away.
Yeah, I'll subtly cast Zone of Truth. on
Okay, all right, gotcha. So you have Zone of Truth cast.
I'll just leave that up for
All right, gotcha. So you see one of the guys kind of there playing cards, and he's like, I have 6 dragons. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, that's not right. I have 6 dragons. Hey, that's not what I wanted to say. And you see he's generally quite confused he's like, what's going on here? How many do you have, Melton?
I've got I got 7 dragons.
All right, give me a charisma save. All right, and
Nice.
he's like, okay, all right, well, prove it. And he puts down his coin and shows that he has 4 dragons. Rats, I said I had 6. What's going on here? You put down your cards and you have
I don't know. How many do I have?
9 dragons.
I've
So
got
he has
9 dragons.
yeah, he's like, man, how'd you do that? You're really good at this game. And so then he looks to Barry and he says, another guy says, okay, how many you got?
I have 4. I mean, 6. I mean, 4.
How many? What? How many do you have? Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw. So you do feel like you want to say, 6, but you can't. You can only say 4, and that's what you really truly have. And he's like, he says, I bet 5 copper that you got 4 of those.
All right.
All right, and so he puts down his coin, and you guys flip over your cards, and you see that you have 4, and he's like, I won! That's excellent! He kind of rakes in the coin. That's kind of weird, right, Barry?
Yeah. What is going on?
He's like, I'm winning coin. That's what I'm doing. But I'll tell you what, I tried to fib, and I couldn't.
Yeah, me too.
Weird, right? By the way, Melton,
Yeah.
you're really cute. You want to come home? Why don't you come home with me? Why am I saying this?
Melton,
well.
do you want to go home with them?
Hell no.
What? Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I really like your hat too. Can I wear it?
Nope, you can't wear my hat.
He kind of comes over. He says, hell. He sits down next to you and he's like, so, where are you from, Melton?
I get up and leave.
He's like, hey, wait, come back. Melton. You see him kind of following you. Melton, come back here.
I'll dispel the spell. I'm trying to whistle over here with my lizard lips. I can't get it done.
All right, gotcha. So suddenly the guy's like, why did I say that? And you see he kind of quickly runs out of the bar. You see a lot of people now have sort of moved along. So what you got, Rolani?
I'll talk to Stig and just mention that was kind of weird. What happened there?
I've been concentrating on a new spell lately for after we had that encounter with the lady on the boat, and it's Zone of Truth. I didn't think it'd go that way though.
Oh, so does that make people tell the truth?
Yeah, unless they're really good at lying, they're forced to tell the truth.
Oh, that might come in handy. Hey, so I was wondering if you could give me any more information about that gentleman you talked to out in the trees.
Yeah, he was a real nice gentleman. Had a slight stutter almost. Older, long white beard.
You don't know who that was, do you?
No, I sat down next to him and watched the trees for a while. I can see why he liked watching them. They're pretty cool. And I watered the trees and bid adieu.
I'm pretty sure that was Gueron Windstrom, who is the god of tracking.
Oh, wow. I wish I would have asked him for some tracking tips.
Yeah, he must take care of that forest. I wasn't able to talk to any of the trees, although they seem very ancient and wise. But I did talk to a couple of the animals, and they were basically just, it seems like maybe he protects that glade of trees.
We should probably stop by there again later and see if we can meet up with him.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Squirrel told me it's going to rain.
I did see some tracks, and he warned me about axe beaks and they usually travel with like hobgoblins and ogres and stuff. He thinks the town's going to be attacked sometime in the next century.
Okay. Well, okay. How do I know how long lizard folk live?
Probably not. I don't know if you know a whole lot about lizard folk. There's not very many that are in the high forest, so they're probably kind of new to you, to be honest.
Well, I don't know about you, but I can wait around for a century.
I can't. But I think it's going to be sooner by the tracks I saw.
So, Barry and William, Melton, have you been drinking at all or no?
Well, he's been drinking out of his tankard of sobriety.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for refreshing my memory. So, Barry and William, I need a Constitution save for you both.
Ah, crap.
Oh, William, you get to re-roll that, though.
If you're close to me, you can.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There we go.
There you go. Nice. So neither of you are intoxicated. You've been doing pretty well keeping your liquor down. So just kind of checking. The game has been going on pretty well. And things have been seeming to go pretty good at this point.
Hey, I wanted is any of the group of people still in the tavern that had originally we had overheard them talking about eggs flowing down the river?
Yeah, there are some people that are there. You don't remember exactly who was talking about it, but yeah, there's some general discussion back and forth about it.
I'll since we're Stig and I are still sitting at the bar, I think I'll ask Kalen if he knows anything about the rumors about eggs flowing down, if he has any information about that.
Yeah, so he's like, I'd heard some rumors that said 1 or 2 kind of large eggs or something like that. Supposedly they were seen at the bridge, but now that the giants have taken over the bridge, we don't really see it that much anymore. I'm not sure that's true, though. We still get people coming from Belliard.
Yeah, we came from, excuse me,
Oh.
we came from Belliard.
Really? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of weird to me, but it is what it is, you know?
You know anybody in the inn here who might have information or rumors about the eggs?
He kind of looks around and he's like, no, not that I recognize anyways, so. Yeah, not really. No, nope. Nobody that I noticed.
Okay.
Sorry, I wish I had more information. Are you an egg collector or something?
No, we were just we were in
Yartar?
yeah, Yartar. I had to look it up real
No
quick.
problem. That's all right. No worries.
We were in Yartar, and there was some children had been kidnapped, and there were some rumors about eggs and things like that flowing down the Deserin River. And so when I heard some people talking about it, I just figured maybe I could find out some more information about it.
Ah, I see. Yeah, so I don't know. It sounds kind of like, road rumors and things like that. I don't know if it's really that true, to be honest. It's kind of interesting, really, though, when you think about it. It's, I just wonder sometimes if that's, these stories are really true.
Yeah, I mean, the stories about the giant on the bridge, I mean, that was true.
Hey,
but
wait,
we've since-
stop. Listen. Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's
Oh
a
my
bell.
God.
What is that?
That's the warning bell. Quick, everybody outside. Something's happening. You see everybody kind of
Is it gonna
shuts up
rain?
at the point. No, it's not going to rain. And you hear kind of everybody's kind of quiet and people start kind of filing out and looking. And then you hear somebody yell, there's something down the street. Hurry.
Run out
I'll
there.
head out.
Yeah, so as you guys go out, you see some people kind of running down the street, and William, you immediately recognize it's the drunk, right? So he's kind of running down. He's running from north down to the south, and he's like, they're here, and he's kind of yelling, and behind him you see what appears to be some sort of a bird-like creature, and there's a large orc sitting on top of him. Now, For some weird reason, he's carrying apples. You don't know why, but there's some apples there. All right.
What the hell? That's axe. Didn't they mention those? No, that was someone else.
So, Relinia hasn't been drinking. Does she see the same thing?